I want to start with Trey Lance,
Okay.
because you and I discussed like he's going to be the betting favorite by this time tomorrow, I think. So
Yep.
I think the hype train is going to start building. I don't really see this scenario where it happens just because of the quarterback they have in place right now. Because like we've established with Trey Lance, he's not playing right away. We know that, and with Jimmy, I just don't understand how you can go into the season having the confidence that you're going to play Jimmy and he's actually going to play all of the games that he's supposed to play. And you're going to have to play Trey Lance at some point. So from that perspective, I don't really understand that.
Only thing I'm starting to wonder, like, how pro ready is Trey Lance? You say, well, Justin Fields is more pro ready. Really? Ohio State prepares quarterbacks for the NFL better than North Dakota State does. Is that true? I'm not sure that's true. North Dakota State prepared Carson Wentz pretty well. I mean, he was pretty good. Ohio State hasn't done that yet. Not to scout the helmet or anything, but you could argue that what Trey Lance was doing that year prepares him more for the NFL than anything Justin Fields did at Ohio State. So, I'm not certain that Trey Lance would be a total disaster on the field year one. Maybe he's got the athleticism to pull it off.
But I think the only thing I just struggle with that because like we've talked about, he just hasn't played. I mean,
Sure.
that's just the reality of the situation. The dude hasn't played football. And with all these guys that we have on 2-3 year deals, like that's the part where I really struggle with it because it's gonna get so expensive down the line to where if you draft Trey Lance and you're really trying to win with him, you're not going to be able to cash in on, like, at least in my opinion, you're not going to be able to cash in on that rookie contract and be able to build this all-star team with this
But
high-level
again,
quarterback.
is 600 throws at Ohio State better than 300 throws at North Dakota State? Neither one is a lot.
No.
So, I mean, it seems like no matter who you take at number 3, if it's a quarterback, you should probably, I don't know. I mean, if you play him right away, you expect the worst. And if you want to contend next season, you sit him for a season. Anyone you take.
And what I realistically think is going to happen is, like, I think they're going to take a quarterback there, and then I think Jimmy's going to get hurt at some point in the season. They're going to have to play. That's why I struggle with Trey Lance so much. I think it's inevitable almost with Jimmy. Like, I don't think it's a matter of if, it's just when it's going to happen. So I understand what you're saying because none of these guys are pro ready, and it's hard or you just don't know right now, and it's like freaking impossible to know. And this year the evaluation is so hard because these guys have so less reps, and it's just a crazier year than ever. So yeah, I guess I'm just struggling with that with Trey Lance because I can see the situations where all the other guys make sense. Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Wilson, right? I mean, there are all these scenarios that I play out in my head, and I'm like, okay, I can actually see that happening with Trey Lance. I guess that's where I struggle.
Let me sell it to you this way. And I'm not advocating they take Trey Lance, but from this perspective, the 3 quarterbacks, I think you could argue Lance is the one with the best chance to become great because the athletic limitations that Mac Jones has, for him to become great, he'd have to be Drew Brees. Good luck with that. And then with Justin Fields, the perceived limitations he has as a decision maker, those are going to be tough to overcome and coach up. Those are intrinsic to what he is. Those are traits. Trey Lance and his lack of experience and accuracy, he can overcome those. So he won't necessarily, but I feel like he's the one with the weaknesses that are the most coachable. And if he's 20 years old, if he overcomes those, he could be great. Yeah. I don't think that Justin Fields or Mac Jones will be great.
Well, and I think that's the thing with Kyle this year. You have to look at it from that perspective is what can you take from these kids and what can you fix and get the most out of them from,
Because that's what you're picking. You traded 3 first-round picks. You're not taking who's the best guy in 2021. Mm-hmm. Who's going to have the best career? Who has the best chance to be great? I think it's Trey Lance. Well, I still would take Kyle Pitts.
And like I said, you got to focus on what Kyle can fix the easiest, or not even the easiest, what he can fix and mold to his offense to make it work. But I just want to end with something else besides quarterbacks. Let's talk about second-round picks a little bit. I liked what you were saying earlier in terms of Kyle's going to take a guy, or you talked about this, because I'm not saying I would do this, but we think Kyle's going to take a wide receiver or running back early. Mm-hmm. The guys I've been looking at are the ACC running backs. There's 3 really good ones.
Yes. Yes, there
all
are.
at the top. But I really like some of the wide receivers because there might even be some that would drop, like if a Kadarius Toney or the kid from Purdue, or even I really like the UNC receiver De'Ami Brown.
Yes,
who's a speedster and is a freak athlete, you know. And he's also kind of got that DK Metcalf thing where it's like he doesn't run that many routes, but like he's just doing what the offense is asking of him, and they want deep shots a lot. So he's really interesting. But so I guess, what do you think Kyle is going to do? Do you think he's actually going to – because I feel like they're going to need to take a corner at some point in this draft if they don't go and sign someone, right? So I'm trying to figure –
No, I don't think so. They've shown – they didn't take a corner last year. And I know, they don't show that they like necessarily plan ahead at that position. I mean, if they have a need, they'll handle it that year. They could sign veterans on a 1-year deal next year. I feel like they at least have every position in the secondary accounted for next year. They don't have a number 3 receiver. They just don't.
Yeah.
Kendrick Bourne played a lot. Jalen Hurd could be that guy, but you can't count on him. And they don't seem to believe in Richie James. They gave Kendrick Bourne a 2nd-round tender last year as a restricted free agent, which tells you how much they value him. So to me, if they're looking for a replacement for Kendrick Bourne, it's in that area.
I think Travis Benjamin is interesting too, and he's worth thought because he is going to be there. He wasn't there.
His skill set is the opposite of Kendrick.
Yeah, no,
they need that possession receiver.
Yeah,
and I think, I don't know, it could be Rashad Bateman, it could be Terrace Marshall, someone there in round 2.
Yeah, and I like those guys fits better, I think, for the offense. And like to what you're saying, you need that Kendrick Bourne role filled. But I do think there is something to Kyle is just going to take the gadget receiver, the guy who he can do all kinds of different stuff with, and that kind of thing. So I feel like, especially like Kadarius Toney would be his.
Love Toney.
Like, I don't think he's going to get there, but he would be Kyle's type of guy. Like,
no doubt. Yeah, he's my type of guy.
I will push back on one thing real quick before I get out of here. I feel like they do need to address the nickel corner, though. I think if there's one injury in that in that secondary, like they're screwed. That's the way I look at it, at least. Yeah. So I feel like they might need to address that in the draft. Even though, like you're saying, that receiver thing, it's a real issue. People who think we're good with Ayuk and Debo, we are not, especially with the injury history of those guys. So
I'm just saying, like, you need a backup nickel, and they need to address that. But like, they need 500 snaps from a wide receiver.
They do.
And to get that from a rookie, you can't wait too long. You can't take a rookie at pick 102 and be like, let's pencil him in for 500 snaps. No. Like, if you want instant production from a rookie, you should be taking that guy top 60.
45. Yeah.
45. Yeah. So, and they're right in that spot.
Right there,
so, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of expecting the Kendrick Bourne replacement pick, just like you had the Forrest Buckner replacement pick last year and the Emmanuel Sanders replacement pick. I don't know. That seems to be how they do business.
And I will say, really look into De'Ami Brown because I like him a lot, but I also know that Chris Sims ranked him very highly. So nice to keep.
Hell of a player, and I know Eric Crocker likes him too.